Hi, welcome. This is day 11 of the board and train process with Luci. The focus of the process is to bring her into the right relationship, bring her into the follower script. And on this video, you're going to see me working with Luci for the first time without the muzzle. So I'm going to be taking the muzzle off her. It represents a really good step towards rehabbing her as a balanced dog. And so the mechanisms of control, such as using muzzles, they're intended to fade out as change takes hold. So, when a dog is holding a certain level of power, we want to make sure that we're, thinking rightly and we're not, worried about a dog asserting a certain level of influence onto us or other people. But at the same time, knowing when these mechanisms of control fade out is really dependent on understanding, making sure the dog is coming into the proper script, okay, that we're not being deceived by just the appearance of things. We have to make sure that that we understand how influence comes online and how a dog, comes into the script, in the right way. So, but the interplays of that, it's a matter of getting in tune to that, so that when things fade out, they're fading out at the right time. Okay. So, but again, when she transitions into a new home, it's important that people bring the same mechanisms online for a brief period, just to ensure that everything is following on the right path and getting established properly. But here, Luci, again, she's up for adoption. If you're interested in Luci, I'd encourage you to check out, through my site, or again, through the rescue group out of Miami, and you get information on Luci. Luci's 11 months old. She's a remarkable dog. She just needs good leadership and just to continue her along down the right path. So anyway, you're going to see me taking the muzzle off her in a second, and then I'm going to be interacting with her during the walk. So I'll be bringing influence onto her, again, working the same script, but you'll be able to see how this progresses along as it should, without relying on the muzzle. Okay, but again, it's knowing how and when this works with taking it off. That's important. So anyway, you'll see me take it off here in a second. Luci, come. I'm going to bring her up. Take her off the muzzle. Again, here it is. Important moment. We pop that thing away, and again, just about moving forward. So I'm going to take her out on the walk, and you'll see me interact with her on the walk with the muzzle. So here's Luci. She doesn't look like Hannibal Lecter anymore. She looks like a normal dog without the muzzle. So again, the same thing as before in the walk. You'll see me working her on the walk, just bring her into the script. And same walk. Walks are important, okay, even as part of how you interact with dogs. It helps to interact in a way which is going to build on the script, on the follower script. So here again, same thing as I'm moving along with her, just like little tap, tap, taps as I'm moving. But again, it's getting to this level where I can take her for a walk and absolutely trust that she's coming into the script at a level that's bringing down, that's keeping her there so that I'm not fearful of getting bitten. So, but again, it all comes together rightly, and when the dog's ready. So again, just walking her. She's just floating right along beside me. And the walk I've laid out here in my neighborhood, again, there's lots of other dogs, lots of activity, people coming and going, and distractions. And again, it's just a matter of understanding, as your mind separates at a certain level, you want to nudge it just back into the script. But again, the reason for the muzzle originally is when a dog's holding that much power and that much stress as a result, it's a precautionary measure just to prevent her from expressing on me or on someone else as you're working the script. So, but again, the whole thing with trusting the dog, it's all about bringing them into the right relationship. That's where the trust comes from. And again, she's just moving along here, no problem. And she's really made remarkable progress here in the last 11 days here. And it's all about just thinking rightly, clearly,
Again, I'm just going to focus here for a second as we go by. Here you can see there's people working on lawns here, and here's kind of a bird's eye view of our walk here. There's houses and the guy over there trimming the lawn and things going on. And again, when she, you know, when she starts, right now even still, you know, she starts looking over, you know, a glance still isn't just quite a glance yet. It will be, but for now, just consistency and bring her into the script, because it's about contact. Yeah, we're just moving along here. Every once in a while, sit. Stop, put her into the sit. She looks up. Beautiful dog. Hey Lucy, you're a cutie. And move along. Because again, anything you use, even as a muzzle, it's never intended to be a crutch, okay, where you're just leaning on it and you're never creating change. I mean, any tool you use, even using a muzzle, it's meant to be an extension of how you think. It's a relational tool, so it's going to be used within that framework, and that's all it is. So therefore, everything, including the crate, various tools, just fade out as relational change takes hold. Those fade out. And but you know, part of the walk here, this is the great thing about the walk. Lucy is, I mean, I really enjoy walking her. She's a fantastic dog to have out on a walk. And here the next, you know, the remaining days she has here for her board and train, you'll get to see real good progress with her. You know, as she starts to really balance out here. So. Yep, just a little. Like I say, even when you're walking, when you're nudging a dog or putting influence on them, you know, within the framework of the walk and how their mind separates at certain levels. If you're doing it right, it's not meant to be corrective in nature. Okay, it's more of I define relational influence as just kind of a tap, just a nudge. Okay, and how you can tell when you're looking for signs or the interplay of that at the physical level, how that interplay works, is you just watch the head as it starts swinging, slipping away, swinging to the side, and starts fixating. You just put these little hey you moments. You'll see her head turn in towards me, okay, just slightly. So there's a feeling as though the dog is really with you. I mean, that's really what you need to focus on, is the dog's really with you. Now every once in a while, you see here, sit, into the sit. She just goes so easily into the sit. And see when I put her into the sit, how she looks up at me? Because there's a level of influence that increases as I'm pushing on her slightly. And all I'm doing here is a one-handed, at this point, just a one-handed push. And it just tips my fingers, just making contact. But it's important to that she feels that for a period of time. Like the touch is important that way, because it's like a wave cresting another wave. The first wave is her movement. The second, even though she's going into the position, the second wave is the physical, me touching her, cresting right over that. So it helps to now draw that into the script better. It just has a more meaningful influence over her. Because I've seen dogs can move around and go through the motions of various positions and be totally disconnected relationally, and then when you start touching on them, they go absolutely crazy because they know what you're doing. You're got both your feet in their pond, and they're not liking it. So that's why it's important that they get to a level of accepting touch. So here we're going to cross the street. Yeah, just tap a little bit. And that's why even I really recommend that you start to gain confidence that when you're holding the leash, you're holding it one hand. Okay, now it'll take some time to get to that level. Dogs got to be in the script pretty good, but the reason for one hand is you have a better feeling of when the mind is slipping a little bit, and you can just tap, tap, tap. But the other issue I was going to say about the tap, tap, tap is it's not corrective at the corrective level the way you see most trainers, a lot of trainers using it. It's a nudge, so if you're doing it right, somebody watching you doing it, like, you know, from a distance, shouldn't be able to pick it out that way. Okay, they should be so slight that it almost looks like it's a natural part of just how you're moving your body. Okay, because it's just ever so slight. And this is why I'll talk about this on another video. Why when you use corrective collars, such as say remote collars, they can be problematic because you actually, in the relational model, the levels of influence you're using really decrease and increase at various levels depending on separation of the mind. So you need to adjust for that. So the remote collar, I'm not saying those things don't produce results relationally, but what I'm saying is it's about bringing everything in harmony, okay, mind and body in harmony in such a way that you're really in tune to a real high level to the path the dog's mind is taken, and that's really important when you're doing this, to define it that way, because you really are able to speed things up. You really move things forward very fast, and you can get to a level of better insight that way. So understand how things line up. Again, I'm going to sit here, just tap, even tap a little bit. Even when you tap a little bit as you're sitting here, she just goes in so much better. I'm going to move her forward again. Just tap, tap, tap. But again, Luci's totally no muzzle. She feels good. I feel great, because this represents for her a big moment, because it's about recognizing how she's progressing and what this represents via the script too, knowing that she's heading in the right direction. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, and everything's moving along good. So anyway, I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to continue my walk, and I just wanted to kind of highlight everyone as to Luci's great progress. I'll be adding more to this here in a day or so.